Hello, this is Alex from the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Eastern Idaho planning briefing for Thursday, May 14th. Taking a look at the weather impact summary, we'll see some showers and isolated thunderstorms, better isolated thunderstorm chance tomorrow, but nevertheless, some widespread showers across the area today. We're not expecting any severe thunderstorms, but perhaps some isolated gusty winds briefly from some of the shower activity. The next thing, after the precipitation moves off Friday night, we'll see drying conditions move in for Saturday. But before that happens, there is a possible freeze Saturday morning across the northern Snake Plain. We'll show you the low temperature forecast map here shortly. After a breezy, warm Sunday and Monday, we'll begin to see some increasing confidence for an area of low pressure moving into the region for the middle of next week. And that could potentially bring some widespread rain, even some mountain snow, and much cooler conditions as we get into the middle of next week. So that's something we'll be watching. Taking a look at the satellite picture for this morning, we can see our two weather makers. One here is just off of the Oregon and Washington coast. That'll move eastward towards Idaho over the next couple of days, and then it'll weaken. Back farther to the west, more over to the north central Pacific, we see another area of low pressure, and that is our potential big weather maker for the middle of next week. In between here, notice the sort of grayer colors. That's where the ridge of high pressure is, and that will bring us the breezy, mild conditions for Sunday. Taking a look at the weather impact overview matrix, again highlighting the shower potential. The shower potential for all of eastern Idaho today. For tomorrow, the shower and thunderstorm potential mostly confined to the higher elevation areas. We're highlighting the frost freeze potential across the northern Snake Plain for Saturday. Not expecting any weather impacts for Sunday or for the first half of Monday, but as we get late into the day Monday, the shower and thunderstorm risk does increase over the central Idaho Mountains. Taking a look at the model, the forecast radar rather for today. You can see that shower and maybe isolated thunderstorm potential threat as we go through the loop there. Just to kind of give you an idea of where and when the most widespread shower coverage is. Now the thunderstorm chance is low. Can't rule out maybe one or two lightning strikes this afternoon. Maybe a little bit more in the way of thunderstorm activity tomorrow. But again, we're not expecting any severe thunderstorms or widespread impacts due to this activity. But again, can't rule out maybe some isolated gusty winds with it. The next item to discuss is the low temperature forecast Saturday morning, of which we have moderate confidence. So some of these areas here north and west of Idaho Falls getting forecast to get into the low 30s, including the Arco Desert. So some frost freeze conditions certainly possible. And of course, some of the higher elevation valleys as well. High temperatures today will be on the cooler side, a couple of degrees below average for this time of year. Notice the fairly significant warm-up by the time we get to Sunday. So toggling back and forth here between today's high temperatures and Sunday's high temperatures. Notice about a 20-degree rise across the board. But then we go back down about 20 degrees for the middle of next week. Not expecting any widespread significant wind impacts at this point, but we will see the southerly winds out ahead of that low pressure system and cold front for the middle of next week. We will see the winds increase out ahead of that, out of the south. So some breezy conditions for Sunday and Monday. We're showing you Monday here, and the reason for that is because that's the day where we're currently expecting the strongest winds, but nothing too crazy, maybe getting into the 30 to 35 mile per hour range here in some of the yellows. And I noted the potential for some significant precipitation for next week. So this is the 7-day precipitation forecast. And notice here across the central Idaho Mountains, we start to get into some of these magenta colors here. And that's indicative of the potential of 1 to 2 inches of precipitation. Now, of course, it won't all fall as rain, as currently we are forecasting the rain snow levels to fall maybe down close to 6,500 feet by late next week. So some of this will be falling in the form of snow. But nonetheless, wanted to show you the potential for maybe some significant precipitation for the middle of next week. Precipitation that we haven't had of this magnitude for a long time. So could be beneficial, but also could increase maybe some of the river flows across the area. So again, looking at the weather impact summary, showers and isolated thunderstorms today and Friday. Tomorrow, mostly across the higher terrain areas. Today, the shower potential is across all of East Idaho. The second concern is the potential for frost and freeze conditions Saturday morning, especially across the northern Snake Plain and Arco Desert. And again, the increasing confidence for a big shift in the weather towards wetter and cooler conditions for the middle and later part of next week. That concludes for the briefing for today. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or feedback, we welcome those to the phone number, email address, social media channels you see here. Otherwise, please join us again Friday morning for your latest updates on the forecast and the potential impacts for next week. Thank you.